Welcome to Tammy's Homestead and Craft Knitting Podcast. I am Tammy, and I will be your host for today's podcast. Today is September 15th. It has been probably over a month since I had videoed last. Let's see what else we've got going on. Probably a lot of stuff. It's been kind of a crazy, busy month, and we'll get into a lot of that during the life section and what we've been doing. But right now we're here. We are talking about knitting. Wow, what do I want to talk about? There's so many things going through my head right now. I just don't know which one to talk about first. Well, let's first talk about what we're wearing. So I've been trying to, with this podcast this time, to wear knits and talk about what I have been, what I made. So this is my salty air tee. I made it with striping of two different colors of yarn. The pink color, it's pink and white and yellow variegated. That is from Cornbread Honey, and I'm not sure if it is one of her Patreon colors or not. I can't remember. And then it is paired with a solid yellow, which I do know that came from Kimber's Cozy Creations for her year in color. That I got that monthly colorway from them. But that is it. It is knit top down. I love the detail of the yoke. You split for sleeves, did a little bit of a sleeve. I'm learning to do more of a longer sleeve, but I really like this sleeve for the summertime. It's not too hot, not too cold. It goes over, and it's a nice sleeve for like a newer first pattern for somebody doing a sweater, because it's not a really long sleeve. It's not a long sleeve. You don't have to worry about it. You could get the sleeves done after you do the body, because this is not going to bring it up a whole lot. When you have really long sleeves, it might bring the sleeves up with the body or the body up with the sleeves, one or the other. They've talked about that multiple times in different YouTube channels that I'm watching. But it didn't really affect here, because I think I did the whole sweater and did the body and then cast on for the sleeves, because I didn't have another ball of yarn, and I would have had to, do my sleeves two at a time on Magic Loop so that they got to be the same color, and then I striped them exactly the same. So I know I did them at the exact same times, and I wouldn't have had 3 balls of yarn, because I would have wanted to keep the body the length it was. So I just went a little bit longer on the body than I thought I wanted, so that it didn't pull up at all and cast off. And then I ended up finishing my sleeves. I don't think I had much of this yarn left. I think I might have had the yellow left, but I don't think I had really any of the pink, because I think there might have been, I can't remember. I really can't remember if I had a lot of any of it left. Maybe it's right here in this bag. Because I just caked up all of my little skeins. I don't see it in here. So maybe I did use most of it and there was hardly any left. And maybe it could be smaller balls that are in there. I don't know. But this is what I'm wearing, my Salty Air tee. I will link that down in the description below, so that if anybody is looking to knit it. It was a fun knit. It didn't really take me all that long. I can't remember how long it took me, but I don't think it took me all that long to do. I love the yoke work though. Doing that, I really like the way that turned out. Okay, usually with these podcasts, I start with updates to my website. But I don't have any updates to the website. I have nothing new to show. I showed the new bags that I had last time. I do want to, couple of things. I want to thank everybody that reached out to me on the last podcast and said that they really missed me as well, and that I was glad I decided to come back to doing a podcast. So thank you. I really appreciate all of you that reached out and said that. I do enjoy doing these podcasts. Like I said, I don't know how often I'm going to get to do them. Maybe when it slows down, I'll start doing more. But I have really enjoyed not having the, not necessarily the stress, but the commitment of having to be required to do something every week. I've really enjoyed that, I can sit down and knit or sew or do whatever and not have to worry about, oh my gosh, I got a video, I have to edit, I have to do this, I have to do that. I really do enjoy it. But thank you for everyone who reached out and said that they missed me and that they were glad that I was back. Now with my website, like I said, there's nothing really going on there. Well, there is actually. I have, if this gets posted before the 21st, I still have an online trunk show going on for those of you who follow me on Instagram and Facebook know that during the Yarn Discovery Tour, I had a trunk show that canceled on me at last minute. So I decided to do an online trunk show myself. So thank you for everybody who has reached out to purchase for that online trunk show. It has been going super well for me, and I really appreciate all of you who are supporting me with that. Also, like I said, I will give the links down below for the website so that you guys can take, if you want to purchase anything. Everything that I have in the shop is on sale. Even the new bags that I just showed last week, that I normally don't put my leather bags on sale or anything like that. I thought, you know what the heck, I will give you guys all a discount. It's a 25% discount on everything in the store, and there is no code needed. So just scoot on the website and check it out. If there's something that you can't live without, get it while it's on sale. And thank you for those of you who have already purchased. I really super appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into the rest of the podcast. We have some finished objects, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is my sock tubes. I am actually really starting to love doing these. They've been super fun. I don't have my heels put in them yet. These are a gift, and I just haven't figured out the length of the foot that I need to put the heels into, but I do have them marked that this is the back side where I want to have the heels put in, and I'm just using some leftover yarn. The toes are the same, but the cuffs are different. I ran out of this one, so I ended up using this one. Completely ran out of that one, and that's okay. Both of the colors are in there. It you can, they can use it as this is a left and a right sock. My heels are going to be, it's right here, this really pretty purple. I think I have enough to do all 4 heels, because of course you get 2 pairs of socks out of the sock tubes, at least what I've been doing. These ones have blue toes, and most of them I ran out of the pink, and I ended up doing just another color of a little top of pink there. If I would have known, I would have done the little pink there, but I didn't know. I really thought I was going to have enough. It was so close. It was just one round and then cast off. I mean, I was so close to being done with that. But again, haven't figured out the length of the foot to put the heels in, so they're technically 95% done. I just have to put heels in both of these, and then I will be done with these. So that is now another sock tube that I had cranked done, ready, waiting for heels. Like I said, I have this purple. There's quite a bit of this dark purple here. I should easily be able to get all of my heels out of that. But yeah, got that done. And I started another one, which I'll show you when I go through all of my whips that I have. The next thing that I got done is I got my poncho done. I super love this. It is nice and big and flowy. It's not too warm. It's not too cold. It's perfect. It fits great. I will actually put, I will put a picture in, but it'll like cut in between us talking right now. So I'll stop talking. Okay, now the picture will have been in during this section here, and you can see how it fits on me. It's very nice. I love it. It's really super cute. This yarn is from Cornbread Honey, and this is her on her I think it's the flow base. And she calls it the flow. It's got the neon flecks in it, and it's the 5 different colors. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I thought it was very pretty, and I love how the flecks kind of match each color as you go down. Yeah, I made it nice, big, oversized so that it would just feel comfortable on. I was worried that this was going to be too tight, but it really does stretch. And it goes over my head really easy. It fits well. I just don't think if I put it on right now and stood up, you guys would really get a good picture of it, because it's really kind of tight in this area to be standing up and showing things. Okay, so then the next thing that I got done is I got my mom's sweater done that I made for her. This yarn, the purple, was from Long Meadow Wool Farms. It was gifted. I won it at a Chinese auction at the retreat that we did. We have a little table that we we all bring stuff that we no longer love or want to have, and we put it out for other people to pick up and look at. And so yeah, I got this. I wasn't sure I was going to have enough, so I ended up getting a contrasting skein from Cornbread Honey, this light purple in sport weight, because this purple was a sport weight, and got that so that I could I don't know what that is, but yeah, and I did it on the bottom just to kind of finish it off that way. I did have a little bit extra, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that. But this absolutely, it fits me. It's a little big for me. My mom's just a little bit bigger than me, so I figure it's going to fit her perfectly. She should have enough room that maybe if she wanted to wear a lacy tank top underneath it, if the wool is a little bit too scratchy, she should be able to do that. But this pattern, let me talk about the pattern for a minute. I can't remember. I think it's just called the Spring Tea. Yes, the Spring Tea by Joe Cottle. Very pretty. I actually really do like the pattern. It was actually very fun knit for a pattern. I made the sleeves longer than what they called for in the pattern, because it's a heavier weight material, a heavier weight yarn. I wanted it to be more of a fall sweater, so the sleeves actually hit me right just above the elbow. But I really wanted them to be a little bit longer so that she could wear it like in the fall, and if, like I said, if she found a tank top or something to wear underneath it, she would be able to the fall and the spring. So that was my plan for this sweater for her. But yeah, her birthday's coming up, so I'm gonna be sending that off to her. But I did get that done, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so that is all of my acquisitions that I have. Not acquisitions. They're all over there, and there's a lot of them. Those are all of my finished objects that I have done for this week, this podcast. So let's talk about our whips that we have. And guys, I want to give you a forewarning. When I got the poncho off and the sweater off, I decided I was going to have a cast on party by myself, and I cast on 4 new projects. I already had enough. but I cast on 4 more. So let's talk about what we've got on the needles. And now I know last time we had on the needles, well, let's start here because I know this has definitely been on the needles the longest, and that is my Musselboro hat that I have. It is getting there. I really need to measure and find out where I'm at as far as weighing my yarn. I'm getting close to the point where I'm thinking I'm going to need to start decreasing. I'm running out more of the gold color than I am of the brown or the gray that I have. So I need to figure out where I'm at and possibly start doing my decreases and be done with this. So this shouldn't be much longer on the needles. It's one of those that I can take with me when I'm in the car because I'm just knitting. And I have gotten quite a bit done on it. Actually, where was I? I was there when I podcasted last. But like I said, I finished my poncho and I finished my mom's sweater. I don't know where I was in my mom's sweater when we podcasted last. But, you know, that's quite a bit. And like I said, I'm really getting close to, there's not a lot left in this. I need to weigh it and see how much is really left. There's not a lot. I want to make sure I have enough to finish the crown of the thing. There's quite a bit more of this left than there is the other. But I do know this was a bigger skein than the Smooshy Cashmere, than the Dreaming Color. I think there was only 400 in that, and this other was 430 or 440. So yeah, I've got to do a little bit of measuring and see where I'm at. I might just be starting to do the decreases on that and get that done. What else? Nope, that's new. That's new. That I think I might have had on the needles. That's new. This I know, I believe I had on the needles. It wasn't very far, but this is my, what is this one? It is my Celia tea that I have. And this is Cornbread Honey test color. It is called. And I have actually split for front and back on this. I haven't done anything. I got my done a cast off here on each of the underarms, and I have it on 2 circular needles so that I can work. I have to read the directions. I split it front and back and did what I needed to do. I don't know if there is a difference between the front and the back. If there's not, I'm going to pull from the other end of my cake of yarn, because I just started this cake of yarn. I didn't get, the other one took me quite a ways. I just started getting into the new ball of yarn. But I will pull from the outside of this and the inside, and I will kind of work this in the round using each end of the yarn to keep my front and back going. That is my plan for that, but I have to just sit down one of these evenings when there's nobody in the house that I can sit down, concentrate on reading my pattern to see what I need to do. But like I said, I do not think there is any difference between the front and the back, other than when you get, I think they're the same when you get to the top. There's a little bit of short rows so that they curve a little bit for you, but I think it's on the front and the back the same way. And so that's what I need to do as far as that, but that's going pretty good. I kind of put this on hold to get my poncho and my mom's sweater done because it's a sleeveless kind of thing. I won't be wearing it this year. It'll be something in the fall, so I might not do any more of this for a little bit and concentrate on some of the other projects that I have on the needles. But we'll see. It's just one of those things. I don't know. It's whatever I feel like working on that day is what I end up working on. Okay, so I believe this definitely I had on the needles last time. And this is my, what is it called? Merino Squares. And it goes like this. This is what will go around my neck, and it'll get seamed here on the side. When I finally get it to the length it'll go around my neck, then I can start the decrease section of it. Like somebody said, you started out and it looks, oh, this will be very easy, but they just tell you, they don't say repeat 1 through 16 times or how many ever times. They just say repeat it until this side goes around your neck. So, you know, it's like, it's a joke every time I take it to Nam, like, does it fit around? It just barely fits around. If I stitch it together, would I be able to, because once I get it that length, then I start decreasing. I no longer increase on this side, and then I start decreasing to make a straight line so that I can seam those two together. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. But that's where I'm at. I absolutely love it. It's the solid mint, the solid turquoise is from Christie's Fiber Arts. When she had her sale, because she closed her brick and mortar, she sold a lot of her yarn to get rid of a lot of her stock. So I ended up getting that solid color there. And then the variegated color is the November Patreon, last year's November Patreon from Cornbread Honey. So it has some blues and orange, brown, tan in it. It's got a lot of different colors. I really like the way it is turning out. It's just got a lot of different colors in there. But yeah, so this has been fun, and it's an easy enough pattern to remember. It's just like, it's just frustrating when you go to knit something and they just tell you, they don't tell you how many times you have to repeat it. So you look at it and go, oh, that won't be bad, you know, and then you realize that, oh, they didn't tell me how many times to repeat it, so now I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it. But yeah, it's going good. I've been working on it. I don't even know, I guess I wasn't that far along that I even put a stitch marker, because I don't even see one on the thing. So apparently I was just really into it last time. So let's get a stitch marker here. I got a couple of them here. Yep, that's a progress keeper. This one is. I think the rest of them have stitch markers in them. But I will put a progress keeper here so we know where we were at, if it by chance is not done by the next podcast, which I hope it is. Because I will definitely would wear this fall. But yeah, I mean, I probably should mark, I know, let's see, with my Salad Tea, I know I had a marker on that. Yeah, I was way down here last time we podcasted, so I was still in there. So that's I put this in because that is where that's what I ended up doing for is that the spot for the sleeves? No, that might have been oh, that's to tell me whether that's my front or my back. I think I marked that so that I knew which was my front and my back, in case I needed to do anything. So let's move this one up here. My squirrel, my little squirrel that I have up here. But yeah, that is for the front of my sweater here, because I joined my yarn back here, and it's not that it's bad, but it's a little bulky right there, and it might push out when you wash it, but instead of having it right in the center of the front of my shirt, I figure I'll put it in the back. My hair would cover it. But yeah. Okay. probably should move up my progress keeper on my, because, you know, I should move it up so that I know how much I've done since I podcasted last. Okay. See, I knew you guys were hollering at me going, move your stitch markers, move your progress keepers so that you know where you're at. Okay, I think the next one that I had on the needles would have been my butterfly shawl that is from Telly Bean. I think that's Telly Bean knit. Yes. So this is what it is supposed to look like when it is done. I chose to do a gray because I thought a white would just be too much. I didn't know how much I would wear a white one. So I ended up doing gray. This is my decrease side that I'm doing, and then this is the side that is staying the same. This is my decrease side. I started with, it's kind of going to be a rainbow effect a little bit. That's the colors that I'm kind of using. I'm doing a purple, and then I did a purple and a blue variegated. Then I've got a blue with a little bit of purple. Then the next one that I have, which I just finished this blue, and I'll put my section of gray in between. And then the next color that I have to go into it is just a very bright blue. We'll get that put in, and then we will go into our greens. I have 2 or 3 different shades of green, and we'll put them in. We need to do 17 or 18 repeats of these, and they're all going to be a different color. I'm not gonna use any color again a second time. So this purple that I used here is the purple that I'm going to use for the heels of those socks. But the gray is from Cornbread Honey, and actually these 3 minis are from a spring box that I got from her. The purple and the variegated, and I used the variegated and I think the blue in my Catching Wildflowers color work cowl that I did. So, and then the other colors are just colors of a little bit of everything that I've had. Some minis that I found. Some of them I don't even have names on them, so I have no idea who they're from, where I got them. So I just figured I would use them up and see what I've got. That was my plan. I have a ton of different colors, but I'm just going to kind of go with the rainbow as much as I possibly can. I don't have any reds, so we're going to end with pink. We're not going to really put a red in there. But I have some greens and some really bright colors. Yeah, and I'm just kind of like putting them through. I had them all laid out, and I thought I took a picture of them, but I can't find the picture that I took with them all laid out. So I'm going to have to lay them out again and see what order I wanted the greens to go into. I have one that is white with speckles of green and stuff, green and yellow in it, so I was going to put that between my green and yellows, and I just didn't know what order I wanted them to go into. But yeah, just working a little bit on this. This one really takes my concentration quite a bit to make sure that everything is getting lined up. But as you can see, I really wasn't very far at last podcast. So let me move that up so that we can see how much we have done in our podcast here. But yeah. But this, it's one of those things that I have to have it quiet, so I usually will go out in the back porch after my husband gets home from work. After we eat dinner, I'll go sit out on the back porch, and there's no sun out there, and it's cool usually, and there's nobody bothering me. and I can just concentrate on getting one round of that done. But that's my plan for all of this. Okay, I think those were everything that I had on the needles the last time we podcasted. Now comes the new things on the needles. Let's start with the next sock tube that I decided to do, because I got those socks done. I ended up, it's not cut in half or anything yet. I started, and I just started putting the ribbing on the top of it, but I started with this sock tube that I have with the greens and the blues, and I have some blue. I have quite a bit of this blue that I should be able to do all of the cuffs with, and then I have quite a bit of yellow here, or green, sorry, this lime green that I can easily do the toes with, and then I have a little bit of this blue here that I could possibly use for heels. We're going to see where it goes to. I'm just trying to use up scraps that I have. I have another color of green, not this green, but a different color. And I have some other blues. I have some dark blue somewhere that I probably can pull in. Or if I have enough of this left, I will use this for a toe. Not really sure, or not for a heel. If I have any left, we'll see what we have left. But like I said, I'm just trying to use up all of the scraps that I have, solid scraps, to get them used up for my socks that I have. But that's the next tube I have on. Like I said, once I get the cuff done, I will do, well, let me pull it back out and I'll show you. Once I get this cuff done, I will end up doing a toe on this end. And then I will figure out my halfway, and then I will cut it. I will put the things in and I will cut. And then I will put on this one, this one, I'll put a toe on the other end of that. And then on this one, I'll end up putting a cuff on the end of it. And then I will split those again. And that's just how I've been doing it, because I don't have enough needles or stuff to put them on hold with. And this just allows me to work one end, work the other end, and not have to have so many extra needles in everything and not taking up a lot of space. I did, however, get some more needles, so it should allow me to do it a little bit easier. But yeah, it's still a lot of needles, and having them in every end, it's crazy. Okay, so the next thing, well, let's talk about this. So I had leftover fabric from my mom's sweater that I had done, and I thought, you know what, I wanted to do a nice little Sophie scarf that she could wrap around her neck, and she could use it for pretty much anything. I am I'm over the halfway. I'm now on the decrease end. I'm hoping I have enough yarn left. I think I do. We'll have enough yarn left to finish that. I'm trying to get this done so that I can ship this with the sweater for her birthday. But yeah, just trying to get this done. And I'm on the downside of that. This probably will not make the next podcast. I'll take a picture of it for you guys to see on the podcast. I don't know if I'm going to do, I probably am going to do a little bit of editing, but I don't think I'm going to do the detailed of editing that I was doing, because it takes a long time, and just being able to snap a picture in, like just between things, you know, if I want to talk about that I got this done, I'll put a picture in, and then I'll just, like I did with the poncho, talk about it, stop, and put a picture in so you guys can see what it looks like, and then continue talking. But yeah, so this is hopefully to have this done here in the next couple of days. This has been an easy knit that I can sit and do while I am watching TV. I don't really have to pay too much attention to that. Okay, so let's get the tablet back up, because the next ones that I need to talk about, I really need to show what I'm doing. Okay, so let's talk about the on last podcast, I said that I got yarn from one of the things Among the Wildflowers to do that kit. Well, I'm absolutely loving this shawl. Loving it. I am almost through all of my repeats one time. I do them twice and then that's the end of it. So I've got, it's going to keep growing. It's going to grow quite a bit because it started out small. So it will be quite a bit bigger than it is, but I have my fluorescent yellow is the last color to put on, and then I'll do fluorescent yellow and then work my way back and end with this teal color, the darker teal here. But yeah, I hadn't cast this on last time, so that's how far I've gotten. I'm able to, I'll move my stitch marker up here, progress keeper up to the middle here so that we know where we were at when we podcast the next time. But as much as I'm enjoying this, I have a feeling this is going to be off the needles because usually I'll sit down and I will do one whole section of repeats. So it'll be all these blue, this thing, and then here, and then I end and I cut my yarn, and then the next day I will cast on and do the next color or do my blues and then do that next repeat. But it's been super fun. I love the stitch that it has, and I've been really enjoying this one. This is another one I really have to watch the pattern of what I'm doing, but it is fun, and I can just sit and on the back porch while dinner's cooking or whatever and get a row or one section done on that. So that is Among the Wildflowers. Oh, the yarn is a kit that I got from Emma's Yarn. It was a kit that they had, it was called the Morning Glory kit, and it was the kit that they had Among the Wildflowers at the Artful Yarn. So yeah, it was super fun. It's been super fun. I'm really enjoying it. I love the colors of it, and yeah. And right now, with that being blue, I really do need to do the blue parts while it's outside during the day so that I can see, because I really have a hard time with blue and dark purple, and that was why I wanted to get that finished, my mom's sweater finished, before we're in the house every night and it's dark. Okay, so the next thing that I have, that one we talked about, okay. So I'm doing the Skyline tee, and I've got my panels done, and they are on cord. I have to sit and figure out where I need to. I haven't cut my yarn because I don't know which one I'm supposed to cut and which one I'm not supposed to cut. So I just have left them there. I just finished them the other night. This was what I was working on because I did them at the same time because I have 2 balls of yarn. So I just did these 2 at a time magic loop. So I got them both done at the exact same time. But these were another one that I could easily do while I was watching TV and not have to really pay attention too much, because it was just a 3x1 rib, a 4 on each end, and then it was 3x1 in the middle. But yeah, so I just have to lay these out, figure out which one I need to cut, where my yarn needs to be coming from, and then start doing and picking up my back of the neck stitches. And that's where I will start next, is doing the back of the neck stitches. But I just need to figure out the construction of that to do there. This yarn was also that I got from the retreat that they had, and this is I thought I kept one in. I did. This is Knit Picks Gossamer. It's 100% merino wool. It's a lace weight, and I ended up holding 2 together to get fingering weight. So yeah, it's been, so it ends up looking like that. So it's definitely going to be very variegated when I start to do it. I don't think it's Right now it does look like it's going to be striping out, which I'm okay with. I really am. I'm surprised it's striping out just like that. But if it does that all the way around, that's fine. But it might not when I start going in a longer strip. I don't know. We're going to see when we start casting it on, picking up stitches for the back of the neck. We'll see what it starts doing. I'm okay with it. I like those colors. So if it's striped sleeve, that's okay. Because the next one is doing that. And I'm doing that on purpose. So the next yarn that I got when I was for the Heartland Yarn Adventure, I was at around the table, not around the table, I was at the Artful Yarn, and she had this Winter Wonderland yarn. She had it made, it dyed for the 2024 Yarn Discovery Tour, and she didn't sell as much as she had, so she had it on clearance. So I ended up getting 2 skeins of it, and I've got 2 skeins of that, and then I was using, it called for another skein, and it doesn't need a lot, but I was using the orange. Come on, where are you? Using the orange or the coral that I got from my All Points South cowl that I just finished. This was how much orange I had left, and it was definitely enough because they said that you needed probably 20 to 25 grams of a mini skein. It depended on how long you went with the sleeves. So yeah. But I've got those going, and I have 1 sleeve done and off the needles, and that actually goes this way. When you go to put it on, there's a ribbing that is going to be all of the peach. When I go to do it, the collar and the ribbing on these will end up being all in the peach. As long as I have enough of it, I will do that. Otherwise, they'll go in the gray. I don't really care. But that's pretty much how they're going at this point in time. But I got the other one started, going through the increases of that to get that done. And then reading the directions for picking up for the back and connecting these. It's a little bit of a weird construction of how to connect. So I just got to read the pattern, and that's again one of those things that I need to do when there's nobody in the house, and I'll be able to just read the pattern and go from there. But that is, yeah, the gray is the Winter Wonderland, from Winter Wonderland, the gray color. And then the orange coral is from Long Meadow Wool Farms, one of a kinds that she had at the retreat this spring that we went to. Okay, and that just allows me to use up the last of those. I've been trying to really use up all of my colors for all of my, if I have leftover, make socks out of them or do a hat or something to try to use up all of my colors so that I don't have a ton of extra little mini skeins, because I have a whole bag over here of a ton of mini skeins, and they're actually more than a mini skein. They're like 35 to 40 grams left. They're almost a half skein. So that's, when I have something that needs mini skeins, I'm just going to go to that bin and start using some of those to put into things, because, yeah, there's just so many over here that I need to just try to get to use. Okay, so that is all of my, that is all of my whips that I have at the moment. I have nothing else on the needles. But let's talk about, there's one thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to go into the acquisitions. So, the end of September, Tammy's Homesteading Crafts will be having their 3rd year anniversary. So I'm going to be doing on this podcast, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I will pick it, I think I figured I will pick it like September 20th. Not September 20th, October 20th. I will close it out at that point in time. So anybody that wants to register for the giveaway, the gift away, let me show you what I'm going to do. I have this really cute medium box bag with skeins of yarn on it. Really super cute. And it's lined with purple on the inside. It's got a solid purple drawstring, snaps to go along with it. So this is going to be part of the gift away. Then I have a notions pouch that is pink, and it has to knit or not to knit. These are kind of one-of-a-kind type things. This is just the end of I had a whole bunch of these on the website. This is the last one I have. It came back from one of my consignments that I did. She had them in there, and it was just, it's one of a kind. I don't want to pick it out and put it on the website. I think it's really super cute. I absolutely love it, and I thought, you know what, this will be for my gift away. The notions pouch will be filled. We will be putting a tape measure in there, a darning needle, some scissors, some stitch markers, and some stitch stoppers will all be in here. So you'll have a nice little full notions pouch to take with you to put in your bag. But this is for the gift away. Now this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to put hashtag you don't know. I want you guys, since you guys get to know me and I get to talk about myself, I want to get to know something about you guys. So put hashtag you don't know and tell me something about yourself so that I know you guys really want to be in this giveaway, and then I can get to know you guys a little bit better on my podcast. I like that everybody responds to my podcast and talks and communicates, but I would like to get to know people. So my thing, and I will put it down in the notions, in the notes below, hashtag get to know me, or hashtag you don't know. Yes, hashtag you don't know, so that you guys can, and like I said, I will put it in the show notes so you guys can make sure we have the right one, and that way I know who wants to be included in the gift away and who doesn't. But yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing for our 3-year anniversary. That will be at the end of September, and we probably will have a 3-year anniversary sale, but I'm probably going, since I did this online trunk show, I'm probably going to wait and do it sometime in October just to give me a little bit of a break from having a show, then turn around and do a sale. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a 3-year anniversary sale, but I will send emails out and I will put it on Instagram, YouTube, and I'll probably, I'll Instagram, Facebook, and I'll probably even do a little shorts here on YouTube so that those that just watch YouTube will get to see this as well. Okay. Now, let's get to our acquisitions, because you know what? That pile's huge. And I'm going to start with what's right over here, because I do not believe I showed these last time. And I might have, but I don't think I did. I think I got these after I podcasted last. Because I don't think I got these until the end of August. So I get a monthly colorway from Cornbread Honey for the Patreon. This is my June Patreon. Love my colors, my orange and my green. Absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to do something with these. Really can't wait to do something with these. This would go even well with it. But I digress. I already got that for something else. But so this is my June. This is, oh no, this is my July. So we got some purples and greens and grays here for July 2025. Really absolutely love it. Then we have our August. And this again is some greens and some purple, almost black. It's really pretty. When it was hanging before she twisted it, I was like, oh my God, I love it. There's some brighter aqua in there. It's just, there's a lot of really pretty colors in here. It doesn't show it until you untwist it, and you know what, I can never get them twisted back the same, so I try not to untwist them. But I absolutely love this bright color in here, and it just, the way they hang on the skeins when it's just down before it's twisted is absolutely gorgeous. So those are my 3 Patreons for June, July, and August. Of course, September, she's trying now, she's putting them out about every 3 months, so that she can cut down on the amount of shipping costs that she has with them. So okay, let's take a pause, and I will get the rest of my yarn that I got, because I ended up going, and we'll talk about that, I'll end up going to the Yarn Discovery Tour and also a Fiber Fest. So we will split those up, and I'll talk about and show you what I got at each place. So I'll be right back. Okay, so first things first, I ended up going to, I ended up seeing a sale. And I didn't need to, but I thought, you know what, I needed some solid colors. And the sale wasn't as good as I thought it was, but it's okay. I was thinking, I mean, it was still a good sale, don't get me wrong. But I was thinking that it was, these were 100 grams. I didn't read, it's my own fault. But they had a sale on at Webb's, and these are 50-gram cakes. But I got a bunch of little 50-gram cakes of different colors of yarn to use for heels, toes, cuffs, whenever I need them, or for whatever. If I need, you know, cuffs and, you know, collar and cuffs for a sweater, 50 grams would be plenty of what I need for those. So I ended up getting these. This was not at any yarn crawl. This was just what I ended up getting from Webb's. Oh, and then this orange color, pumpkin colored one. So that was that. Then I had my friend that I made the socks for the very first sock tube that I did, that I gave to him. He really loved them and he wants more. And I went to Gusto Wool at Wool and Company, Wool and Co. Yeah, Wool and Company. They had this worsted weight Gusto wool, and I ended up getting a bunch of neutral or more manly colors. There's only one that's not really manly. So like this is blues and golds. This is, he really likes bright colors, so this has got some pinky purple in it, but I think he's going to be really fine with that. This is yellow, golds, and a burgundy. This is more of a burgundy mauve, and like I said, if he does not like it when I get them cranked, he does not have to have socks in these. I'm going to send these off to my friend Tammy, and I'm going to have her crank these so that I can have sock tubes. This is the one that I'm not sure he would probably like, but actually he really likes bright colors, so he would probably wear these in a heartbeat. But I thought, you know what, we'll see. We'll put them out, and hopefully he does like it. But I got that one, and then this is the last one I got. So I ended up getting 7 different colors. So this is like a blue, turquoise, and brown together. So I ended up getting all of these so that I could have them shipped out and cranked, and then come back to put heels, toes, cuffs on. So the only thing I need now is to get some DK weight minis that I can put for heels, toes, cuffs, I'm hoping, or even maybe a 50 gram if I can find. and a couple of them that I can go, oh, I can put this color with these two or whatever. That's my plan. But those are what I ended up getting those. So those were not even on a yarn crawl or a yarn tour or yarn festival. Those were just from sales and wanting to buy or needing to buy. Not necessarily needing, but wanting to buy. Okay. So the first thing we did, I ended up doing the Yarn Discovery Tour. And the Yarn Discovery Tour, we have, oh, I got it in front of me. They gave us this really cute basket. And I got something else that I needed to show too. So, oh Lord. Okay, I'll just put it on my lap. So they got this really cute basket bag that they gave us. It's got some nice handles on it. Really heavy duty canvas. It's got a little pocket in there so that you could put your passport in and anything that, you know, like the little things that people were giving away. Some of the stores were giving away. One of the stores gave away buttons. Another one gave away a knit button that you could wear or pin on to yourself. So yeah, they were just giving you all different kinds of things. And that little pocket was nice to stick them into it. But when you did the Yarn Discovery Tour, you got a progressive pattern from every store. That way you were able to work at these squares. You could knit or crochet, and then if you purchased something, every one of them gave you a free pattern. So this one, okay, let's talk with our first yarn that we got. So the first place that we ended up going to was Fine Points in Ohio. I ended up getting this colorway, and of course, as you guys can see, it's the turquoise and the yellow, and it's happens to be November, my birthday month. So I absolutely love these colors, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to I bought this. This was my purchase for then. They ended up giving you got your progressive pattern. So I have that to do a square in. And I was thinking maybe I would go about all of my scraps that I have, these minis that I have down here, maybe going and using some of those, or not necessarily minis, but stuff that I've already made socks for or whatever, and doing a pattern, one of these squares out of it, and see what we get. If I like them, maybe I will do 2 squares of each in different colors or whatever. But the free pattern that we got from them was Starlight Shawl. This is the pattern that I got from Fine Points when I bought my skein of yarn. It's a really pretty pattern. It is for planned pooling. And I didn't buy the planned pooling yarn that they had there. So, yeah, maybe next time when I find a planned pooling, I will end up purchasing or getting a skein. But I wasn't really happy with any of the colors that they had there for the planned pooling, but I did like the shawl itself. So, it's very similar to the shawl that I already did, though, for the cowl that I did for Joe that was supposed to be with planned pooling yarn, and I didn't. Very similar. But yeah, so I got that pattern. Each one of them gave you a progressive pattern for a block, and then also they gave you a knit. If you purchased, you got a knit or crochet pattern. Okay, so the next. Okay, we are at Fine Points in Ohio. A cute little shop here. I came in and I forgot to put, see where I was doing, but all kinds of things. And this is for a local dyer that is just down the road. Cute little shop. All kinds of supplies. Next place that I went was Around the Table yarn, and that was in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. And their progressive knit pattern that I got for them. And their pattern that they gave was a hat pattern that I got. So it was super cute, a really cute hat pattern that I was able to get a bunch of different sizes. It's quite a large pattern. Looks like it has a ton of different sizes. I really haven't looked at my patterns a whole lot. What I got from them was I ended up getting some needles. I needed some more mini ones, and then when you get interchangeable ones for ChiaoGoo, they are mini and you need a mini cord, and they actually had them. A lot of places do not carry the mini cords with the mini needles, so they had them, and I need these for my sock tubes, so I ended up getting these along with they had this Gusto wool that I had never seen this until I was in Tennessee at Loopville when I did a trunk show there. That was the one sweater that I just finished, the green specked one with that's sleeveless, that was done with this wool. And I absolutely love the feel of this. It washes up nice. I'm really happy with it, and I found these two blues, and I thought, you know what? I am green and orange a lot of the times, some yellow. I don't wear much blue. I do like blue. So I thought, you know what? This will give me some blue, and I can do 2 skeins. Definitely gives me a sweater. And like I said, if I need to do cuffs with another color or bring in a solid, there's enough different shades of blue in here that I can find a blue that'll allow me to add in another color, mini skein, 50 gram, whatever. But that is why I ended up buying some of those 50 grams, so that I had the yarn to do that. But this was what I purchased from Around the Table. And I did, in between, and I'll say this now, I totally forgot, I did do a little bit of videoing, not a lot. So between the fine points and I talk about Around the Table, I will put my little video in there of videoing fine points. I never did video during, while I was at Around the Table Yarns. I ended up talking to Mark, and I totally forgot to video. And when I got in the car and started driving away, then I realized I never videoed. And I wasn't going back to video. So I really stink at videoing when I'm at places, because I get talking to people, I totally forget to get the camera out in video. And they had people in the store, and a lot of people don't like to be on video, so I'm trying to be very cautious when people are in the store to video and stuff like that. Okay, so okay, we made it to Longtail Knits. Let's go inside and see what they've got. Okay, we are at Longtail Knits. All of the pretty yarn we have. Yeah, so much yarn. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Oh, Chris's yarn is over in the corner. So we got Elk and Me yarn. This is what I come for. We'll have to get some of this. Next store that I went to was Longtail Knits, and her progressive pattern that she gave, and then she ended up giving this for this little thing here. Really cute pattern. I don't know if she designed, I think she designed, oh, modified, designed by Eslyn Clark, but modified by Iris Bloom, Gretchen Tracy. So this was a little bit of a, I think she changed the design a little bit on it to make it split in the back here, so that it's more of a bonnet instead of a hat. And it's color work. It is on worsted weight yarn, so it would knit up pretty fast. And I might try that. I have some worsted weight yarn here, and just to see what it looks like, even if I just gift it to somebody, just to be able to try to see what it looks like. But that was the pattern that I got from Longtail Knits. And of course, Longtail Knits has Alchemy. She carries Alchemy yarn, and I love Alchemy's yarn. I absolutely, you know, it's another one of my favorite yarns. I try to get as much as I can when I can find it. And I ended up finding these two. At the time, I thought they went together. When I got home and I looked at them, this one really does not go with this. But I'll tell you in the next section what I'm going to do now that I know what I can do. But these are the two yarns that I got. I absolutely love this one. I thought it was just beautiful. I love the pop of color. And of course, purple is not something I wear a lot of. I do like it. But it has orange, it has the teal in it, the turquoise, and then it's got the pink and the purple. And I did think this one was going to go. It doesn't, but you know what? It'll go with so many other different ones. It'll go definitely with this one that I got, if I want it to. But I think I'm going to have this sent off to get cranked for socks for my husband. And then it's just a solid skein that I have. Yeah, so that's what I got from Longtail Knits. Okay, so then the next place that I ended up going to was the Artful Yarn, and of course this was her progressive block pattern that she gave. And she is the one that gave the button that said knit on it that you were able to get. And then her knit pattern was Cowl Tupus. I think that's how I'm saying that. I don't know. There was actually, is there only one? Yeah, it's only one pattern. But yeah, this is the pattern that we have there. And it's pretty cool. It looks like it's got some brioche in it. It's got a lot of different things in it, and it might be something that I try to do because I've been wanting to do some brioche and some different things like that. So I have to read this. Like I said, I have not looked at really any of my patterns that I got to look at anything and see what I might want, what I don't want. But the yarn that I got from her, and I saw it when I was there just 2 weeks earlier, and I had bought all that other yarn, and I thought, no, I don't need this. If it's there when I go back for the yarn crawl, then I get it. If it's not, then I don't get it. Well, it was. And this is her August 25th colorway from Emma's Yarn. And this was November 2024. And of course, you know, you would think, I never looked at that until I just read it right now, that this was November. They went so good together. I was like, oh, these two go so good together, I'm going to get these because I can do a sweater or whatever with these and I would be fine with it. Striping it, doing whatever. But I just realized this is November. You know, another colorway, another of one of my November month colorways. But yeah, so these are the two yarns that I got from there. And they were both Emma's Yarn. I told you I had a lot, guys. And this is just the yarn crawl. This is not the Fiber Fest that I went to this past weekend. Okay, so then the last place that we were at was Cornbread Honey. And of course, her progressive pattern that she gave. So I ended up with five. I can't even think. 5 because it was going to be 6, but I ended up with only 5. So fine points around the table, artful yarn, long-tailed knits, and cornbread and honey. So I ended up with 5 progressive squares, which I'm really looking forward to looking at doing that. And this is, Tanya designed this pattern herself for the knit one, and it's a sweater cowl knitted DK version. She had pictures of it. It's a really pretty cowl that she had there. And you know, you buy, everybody gives you the knit pattern, so I ended up getting the knit pattern for that. And there was crochet blocks as well. She ended up giving me the crochet block, but I could give that to somebody else that is a crocheter because it's not something that I would use. Oh, it's because it's the rest of it's my, never mind. The rest of it's my knit pattern. But so those are what we ended up getting from her. And then of course I ended up getting 2 skeins of yarn. They do, but they don't necessarily go together. But you know, I can always find something for them to go together with. But she had this strawberry mango lemonade, which I love. And I could have bought the highlighted yellow, but that was a little bright. I ended up buying the melon to go with it, and it would go. But we'll see. I don't know. It might be that I ended up making, instead of making a shirt with this, I ended up making a 2 skein shawl. Who knows? We'll see what we're going to do with it. I really had no plans of what I was going to make. I usually just try to get 2 colors so that if I don't get 2 matching colors, it's really hard a lot of times to match. So I try to get 2 matching colors. And they can go together. I don't know if I will put them together. I might end up putting a pink with it or something. Who knows? I really don't know what I will end up doing with it. But that is everything that I ended up purchasing while I was on the Yarn Discovery Tour for the 5 stores that I went to. But when I went to Cornbread and Honey, I found out that I was the winner of the raffle basket from the Heartland Yarn Adventure. So let's look at what's in this basket. So the first thing is this really pretty bag. It's got peaches on it. It's a nice little canvas bag. Handles, heavy duty canvas, lined completely. It could be turned inside out either way. You could have it peaches or you could have it solid. Pretty cute little bag. It'll be a nice little bag if you were going on, you know, if I didn't have my canvas bag for the Heartland Yarn or the Yarn Discovery Tour bag, I would have taken this when I went to the Fiber Fest because it's just a nice thin bag and it's not huge and bulky, and it does go over the shoulders and hold quite a bit of stuff. So I ended up getting this bag in the box. I ended up getting a sweater weather candle. And these were, she had these in last year's Advent box. So she had some left over. So this, I ended up getting a sweater weather canvas. She ended up getting a little trinket tray. And it's got some seeds of some kind in there. I ended up getting a Hive bar, one of her Hive bars, a lotion bar that she makes. I ended up getting a tape measure, which, you know, you can never have too many tape measures. I have one in every Notions pouch that I have, so it's nice to be able to have another tape measure to have for things. I ended up getting 3 little things of soak, different flavors, the Pineapple Grove, which I do have and I absolutely love, but the Wild Mint Methyl Cell, I didn't know if I'd like that, but yeah, I'm gonna try it. And then this one is Yuza I don't know. We're going to try these and see what they have. And then I ended up getting these cute little stitch markers from, stitch markers, Progress Keepers from Katrinkles. They have, he flipped around. They have they're inch markers. So you can measure an inch of knitting. And they are kind of like glow in the dark type things. Really cute. I didn't take anything out because I wanted to make sure that I showed everybody what I got. You are just being a stinker. There we go. Now you're laying right. But yeah, pretty cute. And then some stickers. So this one says just unwind. Just a bunch of flowers. A light bulb with flowers in it. And then of course a honey pot for cornbread and honey. And it came in this really cute little felt basket with wooden handles. Pretty cute. And then, if that wasn't enough, 2 skeins of gorgeous yarn. And this one is called Dyer's Favorite. Purple, blues, absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. And then, Maui Wowie. Blues, yellows. So this was a huge, huge basket. When I walked in, she was like, "Hey, you're the winner of this." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was so happy. I absolutely love these colors. They're just gorgeous. But so I got that. I didn't pay for this, but this was my gift. I won the giveaway. Okay, so that was everything from the Yarn Discovery Tour and my free basket from the Heartland Yarn Adventure. So this past weekend, I ended up going to the Western New York Fiber Arts Festival in East Aurora, New York. And, you know, after what I just spent, I did not need to go to a Fiber Fest. Not at all. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So I ended up going. I had in mind I wanted to get some DK weight minis. Well, there went all of those patterns all over the floor. Yeah, I wanted to get some DK weight minis. But then I couldn't remember what colors of yarn that I had, so then I thought I better wait till I get the yarn so that I can take the yarn with me and then look and match so that I get DK weight minis correctly. Okay, so the first place that I went, because we walked backwards, and I knew that Alchemy was going to be at the Fiber Fest because I follow her and I knew where she was going to be. And I had not met Chris yet. And I will put pictures in of me and Chris. So I finally got to meet Chris from Alchemy. And of course she had this gorgeous colorway that I had to get. Now, this one is really pretty as well, but I absolutely love this one too, with the oranges and stuff like that. I told her that I got this one, but the color that I got with it just doesn't match. I really want a solid color of this blue. And she told me she would, to reach out to her, and she would make me that color, blue. I'm like, okay, that I can do. So I have the correct blue coming for this. And like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. None whatsoever. Or this. None whatsoever. But I absolutely love it. This, I have some purples that I could put with it. I did end up getting, I do have a bright yellow. I did end up getting this yellow. It's it will go, because there is some of that rusty, because this is kind of like a muted yellow. It's not as bright as the highlighter yellow. But I don't know. I like yellow. I don't know if I'm going to want yellow with this. I might want to pull purple. I might want to, you know, and I might want to just put mini skeins with this and do something where I have this with mini skeins of yellow, purple, pink, orange. So I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do. But, you know, I got to meet Chris, which is what I wanted to do. And I got some new, this was a brand new colorway that she had just had for that show. Got those. Okay, then we went to Long Meadow Farms and ended up finding this really one-of-a-kind green that she had. It's a little bit variegated here and there. Actually, I think I have another color that I had gotten from her at another time that would probably go perfectly with this and to do 2 skeins. This is 435 yards. So, yeah. But I was looking for solid colors and not necessarily some deeper colors. So I ended up getting this. My stack is like sliding as I talk. And then, you know, we walked around, saw a bunch of other different places, and like I said, I never got my camera out to take any pictures other than to take a picture of me and Chris. That was it. I didn't get my camera out for anything else. But then we went out to the Knit Buffalo van, and she had some clearance yarn out there, and this one was, and I didn't realize when I got it that it was DK weight, but that's okay. I'm going to have it sent out for socks. I'm going to have it cranked into socks, and yeah, we'll see. I don't know, Joe might want these socks as well. We're going to see. We're going to get them all cranked, and then I'm going to have him come over and look to see which ones he might like, and then we'll get heels, toes, cuffs put on them. But in the meantime, I'll start buying some different minis to go with them. Different DK weight minis. Because I have no DK weight minis in my stash whatsoever. Other than the 2 that I had bought. I bought 4 for the last set. And they're very bright. And not one of them will go with anything that I have. Maybe the teal one will go with something. But we'll have to look. And then she also had another group down in another spot. She had this color for on sale as well, and this is called Sunseeker by Spun Right Round. I don't think I've ever used her yarn at all, so I'm curious to see. I like the oranges and the color that is in there, so I thought, you know what, that's another one. If I want to have socks made out of it, I can. Or I can turn around and have, I mean, there's a bunch of different colors in here that I can pull anything. I can pull this, where is it? I could put this with it. Because of all that there, I could put this with it. You know, there's a lot of different things I can do. I mean, I probably could pull the yellow. No, not really. There's not enough yellow there. But, yeah, we'll figure something out. I don't know. It'll just go in my stash at this point in time and see what I'm going to do. There is 462 yards on this for 100 grams. Quite a bit of yardage on here to be able to use for whatever. But, yeah, we'll see what we're going to do with it. Like I said, I don't know at this point in time what I'm going to do with any of this. It was just something that I wanted to buy. I have been getting into this little, you know, they call nesting when you're about ready to give birth and you start cleaning and getting everything ready. I am into the point that I'm ready to nest in for the winter and to start a ton of projects and not have to go anywhere. So it's like I wanted to buy yarn so that I had all this yarn available when I decided that yes, I need something bright color and I'm going to do this. I want to be able to have the yarn to be able to go and do what I want to do for this winter. Yeah, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with any of it, but I've got it. That's all that matters, right? That I have my yarn. I have what I want. But yeah, so those are all of the acquisitions that I have going on. We have one more trunk show this year. Not until the 1st of November. So I guess I'll talk about that and put the link for that in the next podcast, because I probably will do one sometime in October. So yeah. But I'll put it out on Instagram where we're at as well. But I think that's it. I have no idea how long this is. There was so much to talk about as far as yarn to go through. But also don't forget, if you want to be in the giveaway, put in the comments hashtag what I don't know. Tell me something about yourself that I don't know. I don't know much about all of the people that are... Now, some of you I do know, because some of you that watch my podcast and follow me are friends of mine, and I do know you, but I'm sure there's something in your... that I don't know. And, you know, it doesn't have to be anything personal. It could be, you could tell me that you don't know, I've been knitting for 12 years, or I've only been knitting for 2 years, or whatever. Or I like some kind of food. But make sure you put the hashtag what I don't know in front of it, so that I know you are wanting to be in the giveaway. And I will, when I podcast next, which will most likely be after October 20th, I will have picked a winner, and I will put their information on the screen. I will have a card and I'll hold it up, because I'm not going to, unless I take a picture of it and then just put a picture in of this is the winner, and that way you guys can see that. But yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in the notions pouch, almost like a full notions pouch inside of your bag. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the nice comments on the last video. I really appreciate it. If you guys would like to subscribe, I would appreciate any of you that want to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for sticking with me this whole entire time and watching all of the stuff that I just bought and all my new projects that I started. Hopefully I will have a ton of finished ones by the next time we podcast. I hope to. And I hope to have a whole bunch of new ones printed on. I don't have a lot of stuff going on on the website right now. Like I said, I have one more trunk show. I do have some special order bags that I am working on for a customer and trying to get those finished. But other than stuff for in the shop, I'm really not doing a whole lot of new things into the shop itself, because I have a lot. I made a lot for some trunk shows that just didn't produce a good show or got canceled. So yeah, I'm hoping my last trunk show does super, super well and I can get rid of a whole bunch of bags. But like I said, I will be having a sale sometime in October. It probably will be before I podcast next, because I want to have a sale before I send off to my trunk show. But I just didn't want to have a sale. This one ends next on Sunday the 21st that I have going on, my online trunk show. And I didn't want to right away put another one out. So probably the first full week of October, I'll do another sale. Don't know what the discount was going to be yet, but it's 3 years. So we'll see what we're going to do for our 3-year anniversary discount. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you on the next one. Bye.